I do want to take a few moments and speak with Cassandra Spencer, former U.S. Army Public Affairs officer turned Facebook insider turned Project Veritas undercover journalist. Her work has generated millions of views on social media, and she's got the scoop for us. Cassandra, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
What the heck is going on over at Project Veritas?
I have to tell you, when I saw this, I was absolutely shocked. I had been talking back and forth with James, right after the Pfizer thing. And I was like, this is the biggest story, Veritas has ever done. This is incredible work. And so to all of a sudden hear that he's been put on paid leave and that there's a board meeting today to vote on his fate as being the CEO of the company was absolutely shocking to me. And then to read what the actual allegations are from the employees that were sent to the board, it was even more shocking, not only the contents, but who was saying it.
So the accusations, as far as I can read, are that James O'Keefe is a tough guy to work for, and he makes you work long hours. And I saw one accusation, this was the most damning accusation I saw, was that he ate an employee's sandwich one time or something, which, not best practices in the office, but we've all kind of done it, in the company fridge. So this just seems so bogus to me. What do you think is actually at play here?
I can't get to the bottom of that, but it does seem, and it's not the first time in Project Veritas's history where there has been competing forces within the company who want to see the company go in one direction or another. In fact, I was caught up in one such thing completely by accident by being the first whistleblower who had gone to Project Veritas several years ago. And I think that's what's going on now, because as you said, the accusations are kind of just silly. Yes, James O'Keefe is a very tough boss. That doesn't mean he's a bad boss.
Right. Some of the best bosses I've ever worked for are really, really tough, and they get good work out of you. So what are the directions that people want to take it in? Because in my mind, I read that they want to boot James O'Keefe out of Project Veritas. I thought, what is Project Veritas without James O'Keefe? I don't mean that just in a way to defend James. I simply thought these two things are synonymous. It'd be like taking Trump out of MAGA. What is that? MAGA is the Trump movement. If he goes away, then there's some other movement, I guess. But this other faction in Project Veritas, what sort of people are they, and where do they want to take the organization?
It's very strange to me when I look at the people who signed the employee letter. And of course, there's also been media reports of certain board members. The one board member in question who's been mentioned in some of these Twitter threads, every interaction I ever had with him was fantastic. So frankly, I was very surprised to see his name being mentioned in regards to this. But I will say that a lot of the people who talk about, maybe salacious things that have happened at Project Veritas, some of the people in those letters really should be examining their own behavior, because perhaps those in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones.
That is very diplomatically stated, Cassandra. I wonder, will there be a real internecine fight here? You're suggesting that people making these accusations have personal problems of their own. How ugly is this going to get?
I hope that it doesn't get ugly. I truly hope that maybe this was something, James can get stressed out and moody like any other human being. He's a person. So I'm hoping that maybe this was something like, hey, James, maybe you're taking it a little too far, being too hard on people right now in this moment, and you need to take a step back. I'm hoping that's all this is.
Do you think it's in response to Pfizer, though? I mean, do you think it's the timing is a little bit weird? So is it simply that the Pfizer story, very stressful story, biggest thing Project Veritas has ever done, and so James is just very stressed out and people are reacting organically and naturally to that? Or is it people don't like the Project Veritas Pfizer story, and there are forces here at play and pressure coming perhaps from Pfizer, perhaps from other places, to try to force him out because of the Pfizer story?
I would wait to see, and we have wonderful internet sleuths out there to see what the board members' potential connections are to Pfizer, because it's not something that I'm willing to rule out as a possibility. It's not something that I'm immediately going to jump on. But as you said, the timing is truly bizarre because you don't normally think to replace the CEO when you're winning.
Right. And when you get the biggest victory in your company's history, it just raises a lot of red flags for me. I'm not even all that close with James. I've always liked him. I've always really liked his work. I just don't know him that well. And so as mostly an outsider here, I looked at this. I said, something seems up. The timing here is a little bit weird. This is such an important conservative story. I just don't trust the people trying to push him out. Cassandra, got to let you go there. Thank you so much for coming on and shedding a little bit of light on the situation. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Cassandra Spencer, minus the last E in my name, because Elon wouldn't let me have enough characters.
We got to lobby Elon. We got to increase the limit of the handles. Thank you, Cassandra, for coming on.
Thank you.